So here's something most people never realize about Claude. It's not one tool, it's seven. And once you see it this way, it's kind of awesome. Think about the task you hate most, the follow-up you always forget, the proposal you keep meaning to send. Now instead of you grinding through it every week, picture this. You walk out of a sales call and from your phone, you tell Claude to handle the follow-up. By the time you're back at your desk, it's written and sitting in your drafts. You are never even at the computer. That's what the top of this ladder does. There are 7 rungs to get there, and one of them is the rung I'd build first if I were starting over. It's not the first one, and it's not the last, and I'll come back to which one, because the order matters way more than you think. So in this video, I'm walking you through all 7 in the exact order that builds real leverage, from the chat box you already know, all the way up to running Claude from your phone while you're miles away from your desk. Let's get into it. So a quick thing before rung 1. This isn't write better prompts, it's a ladder. The higher you climb, the less you touch, and the more Claude just runs on its own. Rung 1 is where everyone starts, so that's where we start. So this is where you already are. You type something in, you get something back. You know this rung. But here's what most people miss. Claude doesn't just return text, it builds things. Ask for a budget tracker, a comparison table, a slide outline. It makes it right there. You click through it, work with it, not just read about it. Now the catch is, everything lives in independent chats. There's no memory, and every new chat basically starts from zero. So you're still the one holding every bit of context in your head. That's the quiet ceiling on how much you can put out. Now for rung number 2, connectors. This is where Claude stops being walled off and starts touching your real work. Connectors wire your tools straight in. Gmail, Drive, Notion, Slack, Calendar. Once they're on, Claude reads from all of them. No copy-paste. Watch, I'm going to ask it to summarize my recent emails from a client. It goes, gets them, and hands me a brief without even me having to open my inbox. This is not a party trick, it's a follow-up that costs you the renewal, now handled. Without connectors, Claude's only as good as what you paste in. With them, it's working off your real stuff. Number 3, projects. Claude can see your tools, but every new chat still starts cold. This fixes that. Projects give Claude a memory that sticks. Set one up once, templates, SOPs, tone, client context, and every chat inside it already has all of it. See, it already knows what we're working on, what my previous clients were like. I've told it nothing, it's just there. I run one of these for every client. Open it and we pick up exactly where we left off. The setup cost drops to 0, which is the rung where the proposals you kept meaning to send actually start going out. Now number 4, Claude Desktop. Everything up to now has been in the browser. This is where we step off the web. The desktop app isn't just a wrapper around chat. It's the gateway to the next 3 rungs. Skills, co-work, and dispatch. These live in the app. You need it. Install it. It's a 5-minute unlock that changes everything that comes after. You see these options that weren't there before? That's what we're building towards. Right, number 5. And this is the one that changes the quality of everything Claude produces for you. A skill is a folder, and inside that folder is a file, skill.md, with instructions for how Claude should do a specific job. Your job, your way. By default, Claude is brilliant but generic. It doesn't know your proposal format, your brand voice, your onboarding sequence, your research methodology. Skills package all of that up, so Claude can invoke them automatically whenever it needs to do that specific thing. Here's my LinkedIn carousel design skill running. All I have to do is give it an idea. It knows the format, it knows how to create the slides, it knows my voice. It produces a draft that's already 80% there. And here's what makes skills different from everything else on this list. They work everywhere, so the same skill will run in chat, the same skill will run in co-work, and if you want, the same skill can also run in Claude Code. You build it once, and it's available across your whole setup. Quick pause. If you want to work with me one-on-one to implement AI in your business with a custom automation roadmap and an action plan, there's a link in the description to apply. Check it out. And if you're looking for a ready library of 40 plus automation templates from N8N and Claude skills that you can just apply into your business right away, those are available in my school community. The link is in the description as well. All right, now level 6, Claude Cowork. Cowork is where Claude stops talking about your files and starts working on them. You point it at a folder. I'm going to give it my downloads folder. It can see every file in there, open them, edit them, create new ones, organize them, run scripts. You give it a task and it does the task. Watch. I'm going to ask it to organize my downloads folder. For context, this is what my download folder currently looks like. It's a mess. It's going to read all the files, figure out what the files are about, suggest a folder structure, and when I confirm, it's going to automatically organize all of those files. And not only can it organize them, it can also interact with the files and use information from those files into creating new files and new outputs. And the most important thing is that Cowork doesn't get access to your entire computer. You choose exactly which folders it can see, so you stay in control. Alright, now number 7. Everything so far still needs you sat at your desk to kick it off. And this is the rung where that stops. Dispatch lets you send Claude a task from your phone, and it runs on your desktop while you're away. It lives inside Cowork, one conversation synced across your phone and your computer. So we can just say, hey, give me a report on the downloads folder organization. I send it here, so it also receives it on the computer. It'll do its thing on the computer and send me a response back on my phone. So imagine this, you walk out of a sales call and from your phone you can then tell Claude, pull the call notes from Fathom, draft the follow-up email, and it goes to work on your computer. Now by the time you're back at your laptop, the draft's sitting there waiting for you. So the follow-ups that used to fall through the cracks, these are handled before you even sit back down. Now one thing to know, your computer has to be on for this. Claude will be doing the work on your actual machine and not in the cloud. So you'll have to set it to never sleep, and it turns into a remote control for your whole setup from anywhere. And that's the difference between this rung and everything below it. Every other rung, you have to be there. With Dispatch, you fire off from your pocket and you come back to finished work. And this is where Claude stops being something you sit in front of and starts being something that you can actually delegate to. Alright, so remember the rung I'd said I'd build first? It's rung number 5, skills. Build that one before anything, and every rung above it and below it gets sharper the second you run it. And that's the mistake. People grind up from rung 1 when the real unlock's sitting right in the middle. Alright, now the whole ladder, fast. Chat, connectors, projects, desktop, skills, Cowork, and Dispatch. Each one makes the rung above it hit harder. Most people stop at rung 1 because nobody told them that there were 6 more, and now you know. If you want to learn more about how you can utilize Claude and AI to supercharge your business and your professional life, follow for more.